How many remember Master P's NBA stint? Furthermore, how many remember his No Limit Gear clothing line? Or his sneakers, Moneyatti? In the early 2000s, Master P was proving to the world that he was way more than just a rapper and a music mogul. He could also hoop. Seeing the landscape of the street fashion world and the sneaker game back then, he decided to launch his very own clothing line and then luxury sneaker brand. The clothes were meant to be the perfect look to represent what No Limit was doing back then. And the sneakers, handcrafted, limited editions. They were set to be the next big thing in the sneaker market. But as we know today, things didn't quite work out as planned. Ever wonder why? Where did the business mastermind go wrong, and why did both No Limit Gear and Moneyatti fail to land? Let's find out. I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com, and this is the legacy of Master P and street fashion, from No Limit Gear to Moneyatti Sneakers. But before we get started, please take a second to stop and hit all of the buttons that help us get noticed. Also, after the video, don't forget to stop by our website and check out some of the thousands of pieces that we have in stock. There's something there for every fan of the channel. But with that all being out of the way, let's get to this story. Long before the multi-platinum albums and No Limit takes, Percy Miller had his eyes on a different prize: basketball. Born in New Orleans and raised in the Callio projects, P was a standout high school player. He earned a scholarship to the University of Houston, but he wound up getting hurt, which cut his college career short. Even as he pivoted to music, the love for the game never left him. He stayed active, playing in pickup games and celebrity tournaments, basically training like a pro during the height of his rap career. By the late 90s, Master P was a household name in music, but he wasn't done chasing the NBA dreams just yet. In 1998 and 99, he made headlines when he landed preseason contracts with two NBA teams, the Charlotte Hornets and the Toronto Raptors. He played in multiple preseason games, even scoring a few buckets alongside NBA legends. Ultimately though, he didn't actually make the final roster. He showed the world that he wasn't just a rapper dabbling in basketball. He could actually hold his own. While he had been wildly successful in the music business and proven himself capable on the court, P had other ambitions in mind. He began noticing all the people wearing bootleg No Limit merch and saw an opportunity in 1998 to launch No Limit Gear. The line perfectly reflected No Limit's aesthetic at the time: loud, militant, and in your face. It featured camouflage patterns, oversized silhouettes, and of course plenty of tank logos and golden embroidery. By the late 90s, No Limit Gear was everywhere. Artists like Silk the Shocker, Mystical, Mia X, and of course, Master P himself were seen rocking the brand on music videos, on tour, and whenever they were on TV. And of course, the fans followed. No Limit Gear became a symbol of independence and hustle, values that resonated with a generation raised on self-made ambition. Even outside of music, Master P was pushing the brand. He wore it during his basketball career, in all of the movies No Limit was doing back then at the time, and even his early business conferences. It was all part of a bolder mission to prove that he was more than just a rapper. He was an entrepreneur. There wasn't a massive corporate campaign behind No Limit Gear. It basically thrived off grassroots energy and the buzz of Master P. As the 2000s rolled in and fashion changed, No Limit Gear began to fall out of favor, as you might expect. In hindsight, really, I never felt that the brand was built for longevity. It was more so just like official merch made for that era. As popularity in the clothes faded, rather than trying to fight upstream, Master P just let it be, moving on to the next endeavor. P had noticed a void in the sneaker market. People in the culture were among the largest consumers of sneakers, but not many, if any, for that matter, own their own brand. And he wanted to change that. In 2018, he introduced Moneyatti Sneakers, a direct challenger to luxury brands that dominated the streets and runways, but rarely represented the culture that made them hot. Handcrafted in Italy, the shoes boasted premium materials, unique silhouettes, and bold designs. During the creation process, Master P stressed how he wanted them to look like nothing else that he had ever seen on the market at the time. And I'd say they accomplished that. While many artists focused on endorsements, Master P flipped the script completely. He wasn't interested in cosigns, he wanted to own the brand. He pushed the narrative of building wealth through ownership, not just being the face of someone else's empire. Moneyatti was marketed directly to the people via social media pop-ups and digital drops. Master P used his influence and fan base to spread the word as well. The brand gained traction in fashion blogs and among sneaker collectors who valued exclusivity. Each pair was a limited release, giving them both collector's appeal and a sense of prestige. Despite all the buzz though, Moneyatti had an uphill climb. First off, getting into the sneaker business is extremely difficult. The legacy brands dominate the market share and make it virtually impossible for upstart brands to get a foot in the door. The big guys basically monopolize with billion-dollar brands, global supply chains, and massive marketing budgets. But Master P remained unfazed. For him, it was less about competing with Nike or Gucci and more about setting a blueprint for others. He focused on sustainability, handmade quality, and independence over mass appeal. But ultimately, the opposition proved to be a bit too much. When it comes to why Moneyatti was never able to gain traction, I would say it's due to several factors. For one, let's be honest, Moneyatti is a terrible name. There, I said it. The reasoning was he wanted to mix money with Bugatti, dubbing them the Bugattis of sneakers, but someone should have pulled him aside and told him that was an awful name. I'm sorry. Second, let's be honest again. The designs were never really that good. We did a video on the worst rap sneakers and somehow I forgot these. I was kindly reminded by one of the viewers in the comments and thought that they were so bad looking that they deserved their own deep dive. I get that they were going for the whole quote luxury sneaker look, and many other European brands were doing similar things design wise back then. But either way, it was a tall ask for people to get into these visually. Animal prints, crazy colors. Some of these got pretty hideous. I gotta be fair though and admit that not all the colorways were bad. The more toned down ones were decent, and silhouette wise they actually did a good job on some of the models. Although I did find out while editing that maybe Master P hasn't been completely honest about actually owning the sneaker company. There's a YouTuber by the name of Ron Gozerin Sneaker Steez. I think I'm getting your name right. But he did a bit of sleuthing. He seems to have come across a site called Alive Shoes that basically allows you to quote unquote design, as in mix and match colors and patterns, on a base silhouette sneaker. Once you've designed and placed your order, they'll send it out for you, sort of drop shipping style. The video shows how many of the graphics and wording on both Alive Shoes and Moneyatti websites are basically the same. Alive Shoes offers Italian leather and free shipping as well, just like Moneyatti. And I mean, this isn't red-handed proof, but it's pretty damn close. Either way, I get what P was going for. Rather, if he fully owned the manufacturing or not, the idea was basically still the same. At the end of the day though, I do respect Master P's effort and his overall vision. Not on the designs obviously, but his overall goal and message behind the brand. He wanted to create a black-owned sneaker brand that could run toe-to-toe with the giants of the industry and show others that you didn't have to be a worker in someone else's castle. You could be the king of your own. And although ultimately he fell short, you gotta admire the balls. Moneyatti is still up and running to this day. They release new designs and seem to be sticking it out. Whether or not they ever fight their way to the top of the heap remains to be seen. But first they gotta change their name. But what do you think? Do you remember the brand? Would you wear any of their stuff today? Hit us up in the comment section and let us know. Also, if you made it all the way to the end of the video and you enjoyed what you saw, we hope you hit that like button for us. As I said before, liking and sharing these videos is the only way to get the YouTube algorithms to notice smaller channels like ours and help us continue to grow. And if you want to be updated whenever we drop a new video, which we do on Thursday and then on Sunday, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell. That way you can be reminded when each new video is released. With all that being said, I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com signing out. Until next time, peace.